I think we can all agree that over time and through our high school experience, we've all been a little uneducated on personal finance. Whether this means we don't know how to file our taxes, sign up for a credit card, or balance a checkbook, we all lack the common knowledge of a personal finance class. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about how the market and how shareholders would benefit from implementing a personal finance class into high school education systems. So for today's conversation about personal finance, I'm going to be introducing to you a hypothetical character named Summer. Summer is a 19-year-old girl from New York. She attends the University of Tampa and holds a part-time job serving at Bar Taco. She has a car loan, student loans, a cell phone bill, and credit card debt. We're going to use Summer throughout our conversation of personal finances to lay out how it would benefit you as the listeners. Now, we can all conclude from Summer's explanation that she might be a financially unstable college student. We're going to say that she lacks the knowledge of personal finance and doesn't really know what loans mean or debt means on a long-term scale. Now, to begin our conversation about personal finances, we're going to talk about why the market needs this. In an article written by Daniel Bortz, he speaks about how high schoolers don't really know how to manage their money. In this article, he says that 84% of high school students desire a better financial education. Additionally, he says that 86% would rather learn about money management in the classroom than make financial mistakes in the real world. And in addition to this, 64% of parents are worried about their children's ability to manage money at college. All of this information leads us to the conclusion that there is a need in the market for a personal finance class. Many students feel as if they're not prepared enough, and parents worry about their children not being prepared in the ability to manage their money. Now let's talk about the need for investors in this market. In an article written by Abby Hayes, she says that many students don't understand debt, yet jump right into debt after high school. She's referring to students going into student debt after attending either a 2-year or a 4-year college experience. In another article written by Liz Frazier, she says that the lack of financial knowledge puts stress in adults in their careers. Additionally, budgeting teaches long-term awareness and responsibility in many aspects. It can teach awareness about the importance of your credit score and how that affects you lifelong. In addition to this, we can conclude that more jobs equals more money, which inherently makes a better economy. Investors should realize the importance of a personal finance class reflects directly on the economy and the stability of it long term. Now, not only do we need to know the possibility for investors, we also need to know the benefits to the market. Younger adults would have a much better source of how debt works, and we would see an increase in contributions to the 401k at a younger age, savings, and purchasing. They would also be educated on emergency funds and the importance of them. You never know when you could lose your job or your home, and emergency funds are necessary for that. We would also see a decrease in unnecessary debt. Students would be able to recognize whether or not they wanted to attend a university after realizing the cost that comes with attending a long-term university. They would also be educated on how credit card debt works, and it would hypothetically decrease. So in addition to the benefits to the market, there are benefits to the stakeholders. Graduating students specifically would be educated on the necessities in life. I think that by sending high school students off with a personal finance class, graduating students would be much more prepared for the outside world than we are now. In addition, high school students would have yet another option on an elective course to keep seniors busy. Many seniors in high school run out of interest and focus on the bare minimum to graduate. If this was made as a senior year requirement, you would see much more engagement in seniors. In addition, in an article written by the Tartan Board, There is a high demand for education on personal finances, not only in high school students, but in parents as well. Now that I've given you my plan for the personal finance class, let's backtrack to the hypothetical character Summer. Now, if Summer were to take a personal finance class, she would have a much healthier understanding of credit card debt. In conclusion, I believe that Summer would have a decrease in her credit card debt because she would understand how they work. In addition to this, I think she would realize that car loans and student loans are something that hold long-term debt. She would understand the payments she would have to make over time. In addition to the payments, I think she would understand the overhead that loans provide to you over time and the stress that it puts you through. She may have considered a different type of transportation or a different career path if she was educated on personal finances. Truthfully, could you imagine a world where student debt, credit card debt, and other financial debt decreases? I can. I would see thousands of American citizens flourishing with the knowledge of how to take care of their personal finances. I would see people buying their first cars when they thought they would never have the option because they understand loans and interest rates. I would see younger couples start purchasing homes instead of throwing away their money away on rent and building a life for themselves. I would also see high school students being aware of the options for their career paths and being able to understand student debt and following their dreams. Most importantly, I would see a happier America because we wouldn't be stressed or mentally exhausted or afraid of the debt adulting brings. Now, what physical actions can we take to make this personal finance class happen? I have provided here a pre-written letter to the state legislator and/or Board of Education to implement a finance class in high schools. If we have a voice in our communities, we can draw attention to the issue at hand and make it possible to happen. Today I've spoken to you about the need for a personal finance class in high schools. I started off by talking about the problem and the issue, then I went through the need for both the investor and the market and the benefits to both the investor and the market that a personal finance would have. I think we can all see the ways that society would benefit from a personal finance class. We would see a growth in the economy, a better educated youth on personal finances, and overall a better America. Thank you.